Okay, it looks like we're live.
I don't have the book with me, unfortunately, but
neither do I. That's okay. No. I don't have it with me, but I was honestly going to just pull up the whatchamacallit, the like Spark Notes, and that way I can, you know.
That's cool.
I don't see it. Oh no, it is running. Okay. How are audio levels?
You sound pretty good.
How are audio levels? You sound pretty good. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So, yeah, what we were just talking about is like the satellite images, because that's what I have as my backdrop. And I watched a YouTube video of a guy that I don't know what he said, that he was explaining how all the images from satellites are, they add all these like color effects and all that, and the images in reality are actually like black, like really, really dark, and you have to like go through and find like the specific like signature in order to find the image that's in there, and then it's made up of a bunch of separate images that capture it in like really low light wavelengths.
I think they just guess the color of like the gas clouds just by the chemical makeup of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the colors are usually just like a representation of the spectra that are absorbed by the camera, I guess, on the satellite. But it's so, these images are taking like, they're pictures of objects from so far away that the wavelength of light is so dissipated that it's like really, really low, like not visible to the human eye when you just take the raw image data. You have to like heavily adjust it to start actually making out the details of it.
Yeah, you probably just see the stars, right? And blackness and stars, basically.
Yeah, I gotta find that video. I think you would really find it interesting, the way that
it depends. I think it depends how close you are to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't mind me eating my space sandwich.
I don't care. I'm gonna hit my weed pen. How long has weed been legal in Canada? Like 10 years?
Coming up on it, I think 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember specifically because it was like first or second year of university.
What are you eating, a sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. That's cool. Yeah, I don't remember what I ate today.
But yeah, so I guess we came here today to discuss Star Maker, but among other things also like music. I guess what you've been up to. You were telling me you're working on the latest EP/album.
Well, usually I do like 3-track EPs, but I have about five new tracks now, and I want to like do like a full-length album. I think I do. Let's see. Do like a screen share or something. So I have like 4 new tracks. No? Did I put that one? Oh, I need to like move some stuff around. Usually I separate the tracks like from the... Oh, that's not in here. Okay, so I have 5 new tracks I could use.
Okay. So that's cool. Either like a longer EP or a...
Yeah, like an album, basically.
Yeah, basically an album,
if I can get like 7 tracks, that's an album.
Yeah, I agree. So what you're saying, like Slightly Older Than the Sun, Zeta, Arcturus, Vortex, Wishing Rock, and Flux Input, that's 4.
Like usually I push the individual track releases below all the EPs once they're done.
Yeah.
So the new ones that haven't been like organized that are just uploaded after the EPs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after I have like an album or EP, I just move the tracks under them.
Yeah, like on your the way that you do it on the YouTube videos is it's almost just like a compilation of the previously released tracks, right?
Yeah. basically.
Having them all like back to back in one album listening form.
Yeah. Sometimes it's only like 12 minutes or so, but it's still more than one.
That's still
track.
EP. Like EPs are 15 to 20 minutes. You know, like.
I've been watching some good movies lately. Have you ever seen Pitch Black with Vin Diesel?
No, wait. Is this
It's
the Riddick? Is it like the Riddick prequel / sequel?
Yeah, it's Pitch Black, then Chronicles of Riddick, then Riddick. But they're all really good movies, and I knew nothing about Pitch Black, but I didn't know that was the first movie of the series, but it ended up
being really
cool. But the reason Chronicles of Riddick got made was because that people liked the character Riddick in Pitch Black so much they made a movie about. They kept making it because Vin Diesel was such a good character and stuff.
That was prime Vin Diesel days, man. Like,
yeah,
he was a bankable actor in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know what you would say about him now, but you know,
right.
But
it's pretty old. But yeah, he made some good movies. Like, I don't really like the corny car movies, but he did a really good job with that, I think.
I mean, say what you will about the Fast and Furious franchise, because like I love it personally, especially as like corny as it gets. But those first 2-3 movies are actually cinema. They're great. Like, and Vin Diesel just does a good job in those, even though he doesn't show up in the third one or the second one. It was like there was a whole thing about like
he was only in the first one.
Yeah, he was only in the first one, and then he showed up again for the fourth one because he just kept being like, I don't want to like do this for any less than like millions of dollars. And they're like, we don't have millions of dollars. It's Fast and Furious movies.
Right.
So he actually they basically replaced him with Paul Walker. That's why Paul Walker was the star of Too Fast, Too Furious.
You know what sucks about some of my recent tracks is I recorded some automation stuff that I can't take out unless I listen to the whole 4-minute track and like turn the knob exactly when I, adjusted the
Really?
Yeah.
That's so frustrating.
It's just something stupid that I did on accident, kind of. But usually when I use usually when I use the record feature, I'm just trying to record a channel of notes. Like, I'm not usually, but when I do automation, I'm usually just focusing on that, and then I turn it off. Unfortunately, I left it on while I was doing a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I can't. I have to go back and do redo each thing individually. Like, I was messing with I was even messing with like feedback and fucking it was bad. But I actually got a really awesome track out of it. That Flux input track is one of those. But luckily, the what's that track? Wishing Rock.
Yeah.
That one's fine. Like, I didn't do any automation while I wasn't paying attention, but I did figure out that I can take a whole channel of stuff and copy it and paste it into a new iteration of FL Studio and use it for whatever I want. You know what I mean? So if I make a drum pattern, I can just copy it, and if I want to put a synth on top of it or like bass and see how it sounds, if it layers with the project. But I usually don't recycle stuff. Like, I like to start from scratch, like especially if I'm having like writer's block and stuff,
Yeah, because on one hand, like recycling stuff, I think has its usefulness, especially drum tracks. Like, and that's something I need to do more. Yeah. I fiddle around with the drum machine and put together a drum track, and if in the immediate moment the track that I make doesn't work super great with the drum loop that I put together, or drum sequence that I put together, then I'm like, all right, I guess that's it then. Rather than maybe recycling that drum pattern for a later. I want to make like a folder of just loops that I can come back to and use, as inspiration, or maybe while I'm working on something, I'm like, what's this missing, right? And it's maybe it's
never thought of doing that. I guess that's another way of copying it too. You can just save it into the sample folder.
Yeah, exactly. I
That's
started putting together a folder, and I have maybe like 2 drum tracks in it. Might actually. Where is it? Oh, it's in Logic. They have a tab on the like side, and I can go to all files, and then let me see here. I can have saved audio files, and then got stems, drums. If I go to drum loops, I have 2. Can you hear that?
Yeah, but like not loudly, but yeah.
Why? Yeah, you're probably just hearing it through my headphones. Oh, we probably just yeah. Either way, yeah. So I gotta beef up that folder. I've literally got just 2 drum loops, and I definitely have more than that in like other projects of mine. So,
Cool.
but yeah, funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing. Like I gotta reuse some of this stuff and not just.
I can show you.
From scratch.
Wishing Rock is only 3 channels, but it was a fun track to do.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Which one was the one I said reminded me of Warm Light of Coherence?
That was Zeta Arcturus Vortex, which I don't think I have a project for. I might. Let me see if it's in my folder. I'm trying to save everything I do. Yeah, that's one of the ones that got away from me, unfortunately. I have most
so
of
that
my
was just
tracks.
off the cuff, like you didn't save it after you announced
it was a track I had saved that I thought was trash, but ever since I had you listen to that one, you said there was no clipping. You ended up being right. Like it was a frequency distortion with my headphones,
I see.
or something to that effect, where when it faded out, it just like hit a certain frequency, and like I think it's just my headphones. Honestly, I think I need to upgrade my headphones, to be honest.
Yeah, it sounded fine to me. Like I had.
My headphones are great. I did another track to that Flux Input called Flux Incantation. And that thing was mind blowing, but I don't even know why I got rid of it. Like I was just like I kept re-listening to it. Like I don't know what happened with that, but I wish I would have had that track. It's like the track that it sucks, man.
Yeah, it's our own personal hell that we create for ourselves when we're making our own music. It's like just stuck in an endless loop of like smaller and smaller problems that you just like agonize over, and then it's just like what is anything anymore? Like what's the point? Like you just start to lose sight of the purpose in like a project, and you need to like either step away from it or just like.
Is it showing it?
It's I see it as a separate thing here. I'll add to stage. There we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The reason that this one trails off like that is because I had to duplicate it in order to extend the beat. But if you just hit stop right here, so like after this little guy, then you get the kind of fade out of this drone down here, and it kind of tracks off nicely or whatever. So, and here's I had put a stereo enhancer on the first 2 channels, which this first one I don't have anything connected to it. Well, yeah, I do. So that's insert 2. I deleted the first one because it was something else.
So what does a stereo enhancer do? Does it just like widen the
overall? You can add more. You can add more volume or stereo separation to it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of what some of my. That's a little. I think I probably de-amplified that a bit. Just a hair. I named it Board of Canada just to be funny. So I like when I named.
Oh, you called it Board of Canada?
yeah. Not the track, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. When I save stuff, I just do funny things sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got a lot of projects that are like I hate myself too, or some shit like that.
I just wanted to share like that one at least. We're talking music and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked for the album or EP, whichever you end up doing.
Yeah,
with it.
I'm actually excited about that because I think I'll have fun just listening to it. You know, that's half the fun of just saving stuff, especially when it passes like your little test at the end. You know, usually like it's not that my tracks usually are always good. It's just like if there's like clipping or something, it's just like you have to just re-record it, and it takes another 10-20 minutes. And if you just keep doing that, like the latency issue or whatever is going on will just like it just won't happen the next time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, well, it usually happens a lot if you add too much reverb, or you know what I mean. You just blow out everything too much, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
And not at the same time. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's nice about like I'm kind of in the same boat, although like I'm trying to
But
put together
also my what I was gonna get to was like, you could just start from scratch and have like all your channel volumes to whatever you need it to be, and you don't even really need to add the stereo enhancer and stereo separation. Sometimes if you just you record with some headroom, you know, -20, -25 decibels, even without the reverb and the stereo separation and amplification and all that stuff.
I find that I've been better about that lately.
Sometimes it's more clean that way when you just do that.
Yeah, just like trying to get it straightforward and then getting that covered first, because like it just causes problems further down the line in the project.
Yeah, or just record it like that, like you just had it without even doing anything.
Yeah,
not to say you haven't made all your sounds unique beforehand. I'm just saying like your fader settings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like your volumes.
The one thing I've been really trying to nail down, and this kind of like touches on my whole like my obsession lately with Boards of Canada, is like drum mixing. I mean, Aphex Twin is another one that I listen to, and I'm just like, man, like I feel like the drums are really front and center in every single track. Like it's
yeah.
I mean, Aphex Twin and
he's basically just going ham with a bunch of drum machines.
Yeah. Like Boards is a little less chaotic.
Yeah.
Like there are some songs by Boards that are more chaotic, like bass.
I figured out why I like Boards of Canada is because it's a hip hop loop. It's like the hats they use and stuff and the drums. That's why it doesn't just sound like pads and drums. It's like a hip hop sample. That's why it's like catchy. You know? Did I lose you?
Oh shit. There he is. Hey.
Hey. No, I was just saying
that. Well, hold on. Oh, you're back. Okay.
I figured out why, like, Boards of Canada is really catchy and pleasing. It's because they use hip hop samples like drum beats.
Yeah, like I
did that. I don't want to just like copy that and do it because it's kind of not faithful. You know, like why would I just want to be make another like Boards of Canada? Like I'm not.
I mean, there's so many.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
so many
even if I wanted to
too.
do that, I would have to spend thousands of dollars on those instruments. You know what I mean? Like
it more so like piques my interest.
It's one at a time for me. Like I'm gonna start one at a time. Like get a module, get an instrument. You know.
Yeah. I think like it's interesting because I don't even know their approach to like drums in general, because it varies so wildly from track to track. There's no like set. Some Boards of Canada songs are like strictly just hip hop beats and like ambient backgrounds with like, which I think is the main differentiator between them and Aphex Twin. Is like Aphex would go a different direction, and the drums with the ambient like drones in the background would be a lot more chaotic and industrial even. He loves just like metallic noises and shit like that. Whereas like boards may do that on occasion, but it's primarily like hip hop kind
I don't
of
know.
beats.
There's a lot of lush Aphex Twin though.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But
how do they like hand pick those drums? Is what I'm like. Are they like using drum samplers? Are they like picking samples out of like old tracks and reusing? Like, are they making like even some of them? I'm like, are they just playing a kit? You know,
a lot of it is you have sequences saved on drum machines, and you just like my Volca FM you had to hit like function memory, and then you hit like whichever channel the sample, or not the sample, the sequence was on. So basically they're just reusing those and adding stuff, and you know, whatever sound modifications going on. And
there was a, speaking of like reusing drum loops or whatever, there was a Boards of Canada song. I think there's like two tracks where they use the same drum, and one is from the High Scores EP, and one is on Music Has the Right. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they reuse the beat on like Logax or whatever from High Scores, and they use it on Smoke's Quantity, or maybe not Smoke's Quantity, maybe it's another track, but I was like, that's definitely the same drum beat.
Yeah,
I'll have to find it.
Like, I really love how their pads are just so like just lush. Like they're just like, I don't know. I want to say punchy, but that's a drum term, you know? Like,
yeah. Like, have you heard Kite Racer 2?
Probably.
It's one of their like.
It's a moniker.
No, like Kite Racer 2, the Boards of Canada song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, I wonder if I could pull it up. Because that's when I found, like, when I look at the Boards of Canada Reddit, people talk about that track a lot, and I'm like, oh, you know, it's one I forget about because it's not on any EPs. I don't even know what it's a cut from. If it's just
I wonder, like, can I do this? Can you hear it? Let's see if you can hear it.
Kite Racer 2. Let's see if I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it. It's like, I don't know where it comes from.
We're gonna get booted.
I know, right? Kite Racer 2 on block pages is from, yeah, like wait till the pads start to come in.
You got some pads right now. It's kind of a synthy pad, but it's a,
yeah, you'll see. It gets really good.
Rainy day, huh?
Yeah.
This track's awesome, actually. I've never heard this, I don't think.
Right?
Nice.
Like, I love that. People compare it to like Olsen, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I've had some pads hit some epic harmonies, but a lot of times those are the tracks that I overblow and delete.
This also really gives me like Selected Ambient Works 2 vibes.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell me this is an Aphex Twin track and I believe it.
Right?
So yeah, it's like, it's a leaked track apparently. I don't know where where it comes from. So fucking good, and it's so short. It's like such a shame.
229.
And you know what? It's also like that vibe of like the interludes on Gio Gotti.
It's got like a tape hiss or something in the background. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I love that. Love that one so much. I'm glad you hadn't heard of it because I find more and more Boards of Canada tracks that I don't like. I've never heard of before, and it's such a nice little like nugget to enjoy.
That was nice. That was actually
I'm glad
a
you
really
like that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been making these T-shirts like for the summertime, like all these album covers that I like.
Yeah.
I ordered Boards of Canada. Music Has the Right to Children.
Let's go.
It's a pretty cool looking green shirt. Every time I do it, I get a different shirt. And like this one kind of goes with this album cover, sort of. And it's just fun, you know, because I don't know. I'd rather buy merch, but I also want to have like something I think looks cool, you know. Like,
of course, I honestly like you're making me want to make one too, and I would.
Yeah, I've already supported the artist by buying their album, so why not just make a T-shirt? You know, I can't find a Chess Dummies T-shirt in 2000.
Yeah,
you know,
and the big 2.5.
Yeah.
So one that I think would be a really cool shirt that I would love to try and make is the Boards of Canada Trans Canada Highway album art.
Yeah.
And especially like the little tree thing that they have. Like maybe you can see
you know, it'd be fire. You should do it like a yellow shirt of that with the green.
Yeah, that's what, or like the yellow and green. Let me show you the image I'm talking about.
You know, that's one of the fun parts about music too, is like the album art and stuff.
And that's what I'm really getting like invested in now with like trying to make my own EP is like half of the fun of it is like creating a visual world for that to like inhabit.
Yeah, I've always thought like maybe it's kind of sketchy that I use AI for my stuff, but at least I'm not using AI for my music. Like there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I'm kind of hacking the AI to make some unique stuff. It's kind of cool.
Which I think is in itself like an interesting way of exploring AI rather than exploiting it. I think there's a difference.
Yeah, that's what I think too. You're either abusing it, or you're using it like mindfully, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not sharing. Okay, well that's a shame. Well, yeah. So like, I gotta find this image. But yeah, like I'm gonna save that Boards of Canada logo. See if I can make a shirt out of it. That would be so cool.
I found a new one, but I kind of don't want to give away the website. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I know, of course. Let's see. But yeah, I can.
Like, my headphones keep like going into the picture. It's kind of cool.
I like how the bottom half of my body is gone. I'm just floating in space.
You're like the dude from Wild Wild West that has no legs.
Yeah.
With the wheelchair.
Hold on a second here.
It's funny.
Wow.
Oh, you want to see something cool? Hold on.
Yeah, man.
I bought one of these Nicktronic bags from my shop.
Oh, sweet.
It's got a zipper, and it's got two sides.
That looks really good.
Yeah. Put my meds in there and stuff.
Those come out like so nicely, like the prints and everything.
Yeah.
Every time you show me one, I'm like, that's great stuff.
I'm kind of a materialistic person, so I like little objects and stuff.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just am, you know. I like things too, you know. I'm pretty.
I like collecting like random things. Yeah, I mean, like I remember, Mags and we went to like a souvenir shop, and they have like those etched. Sometimes they have like the glass blocks that they etch in like a polar bear or some shit into it as like a souvenir thing that you take home and
I
put on
love
your
that
mantle.
kind of stuff. There's a place in between here in Kansas City called Ozark Land, and they have a bunch of like food and like antiques, and not antiques, I mean like collectibles and like just things. Like they have like 2 floors of just stuff,
Yeah.
and they make their own fudge, which is cool. Like you can get a brick of fudge for like
I
$10.
love places like that. It's almost like a trading post, you know?
Yeah, pretty cool.
So I was gonna say, like, this one I found in one of those stores, but it didn't have anything etched in it. And like I told the guys, like, can I, like, how much for this thing? And you can hardly, it's like blends in with the camera, but you can see it's like there's nothing in it. And he charged me extra because he was like, oh, it's special because there's nothing in it. I was like, that's kind of like, why would you charge me more for something that doesn't have anything?
I got that from that Ozark Land. It's hematite.
Yeah, I love
It's
hematite.
pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my hematite wristband, but the elastic I have to replace the elastics on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we did a stream today, man. I was kind of in a funk,
Yeah, we've been like missing each other each time. It's like, I mean, it's been busy and so it's
I was
nice
just
to have.
I was just like I can't tell them I'm tired again. That's just weak, man.
Yeah, it
gotta do
happens.
something. You gotta do something sometimes, man, or you don't get any energy.
Well, it's also like we gotta be in a good mood when we do these things, right? Like that's important. We can, hang out and I would never want to catch either of us at a time when we're not like feeling like it, So it's
Right.
whenever we can. But let me see. I'm gonna try and pull out the Star Maker Spark Notes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'll pull that up too.
I guess like overall, what are your thoughts on Star Maker?
It just seems like a dream that wasn't as long as it seemed like. Like time was suspended, and he was just wandering the cosmos, like just observing things and figuring things out. And like it seemed to me like the overall vibe of the universe is kind of like, and like just like really vast and spaced out and kind of indifferent, but also like really conflicted and stuff,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like my interest in that book came from like another book of his called Last and First Men, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast before for sure. And it's like speculative human evolution, where it's just talking about like, oh, what happens to humans over like billions of years as we either colonize other planets or all this stuff. So I found that kind of fiction to be really interesting, but then Star Maker was what I think really caught my attention because it's like not only is it really interesting but very ahead of its time. Like I kept remembering that this was written in the 30s or in the 40s or something. Like very, very 1937 was when it was published.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
That's crazy. And it does not like. I mean, there are some bits of the book that really, make that abundantly clear. Like when he talks about future, or he talks about the first planet he goes to, and they're like advanced civilizations using radios. Like, I guess that is the most like advanced technology they had at the time was like high-tech radio.
I must have missed that part when he was talking about the radio.
Well, you remember like the bird people or whatever, that it's like the first planet that he spiritually connects with, and over time they start to rely on these little like radios that excrete like chemicals for them, and then they like it gets to a point where they rely on it so heavily that they're just comatose.
I thought it was funny that like no matter what form you are in the universe, there's some kind of like addiction or like sinful attitude or something like that.
Yeah, I think
know,
that
like,
was interesting.
like the smell ones that get addicted to smells, you know, or like
Yeah.
touching things, or like that's
Was that
their
the same?
primary.
Yeah, like was that the same planet that they were like addicted to smells, and that was like coming out of their radio devices, and that's what they got like. Because by the end of that, his time on that
Yeah, I think that
planet,
was
he's
like the
saying,
second chapter, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like pretty
Yeah,
early on, because that's like um, when he first kind of like discovers that he can go into people's minds and like live day to day without being detected. Um,
yeah.
and but I think he was eventually detected by one of them. That was or like they would become. I've heard, yeah, it's been a while since I read it, but I know like at a certain point, the people whose minds he was inhabiting, they would like
Oh wow!
somehow be able to detect him.
Here, let me screen share this. Look what I
Yeah, yeah,
found.
let's see.
I found the whole book, and with the old cover,
Oh, let's go.
all the chapters. Like we could even start like here. Let's see. Chapter 1, the Earth.
Yes, he's
Okay.
just some dude that lives in England.
Well, if anyone wants to read Star Maker, here's the link.
Yeah. Honestly, I
Yep.
have the PDF copies of the Dune books on my phone. So, like, when I don't have the book with me on the train, I'm just reading it on my phone.
That's
But
cool.
I've not been reading Dune. Actually, I haven't been reading much of anything lately.
Oh, dude, you're killing me. I want to get Dune the book and read it. I haven't thought
Definitely
about that.
do. You
But
know what's funny? Like, the Dune books, I think when I was reading Dune and then Dune Messiah, and then before I got to Children of Dune, my buddy was telling me, saying, like, God Emperor, God Emperor of Dune, or sorry, God Emperor of Dune, uh, is the best book. And Children of Dune is like, it's like the one you need to read in between. But I disagree. I actually really like Children of Dune.
oh no, hold on.
No, you're good.
See if I'm trying to see if they have this book. Why isn't it going? I don't know why it's not letting me. Let's see. The Book of Drexia, Volume 1. That's what I'm looking up.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that the other day.
I don't know how it just disappeared. It was on Google Shopping, and now I can't even go to the link.
Yeah, so like,
Here it is. Here it is. Hold on.
there you go.
Find the first one. Someone must have bought the first one again. God damn it. Or else my search thing is being stupid and I can't find it.
Because Drexia is supposed to be like based on slaves that it was like during the slave trade, like women that jumped off of the ships, and I guess it was meant to be like the idea that they lived in an underwater colony, kind of like Atlantis. That's the gist of it that I got, but I don't know where it
It's a
expands
stupid thing. It's starting to like piss me off because I can't go to any of these links.
I had a hard time finding it too.
Unavailable. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Like, I just had it the other day. Hold on. Where are my bookmarks, man? Show all. Where the fuck is? There it is. I found it. Let's see.
Oh, they have it on Bleep.
I found it. No, it's not on Bleep. That's the
It's
second
not
one.
available on Bleep. Well, they have Volume 1 book hardback and Volume 2 book.
I found it. It'll be back in stock in 3 weeks. But here, let me show you.
Sweet. Yeah, let's see it.
So,
Is it a
hardcover.
graphic novel?
volume 1. I'm trying to get this one because I want the first one. And let's see how much it is in American.
That's
I think it's like $50.
That's not far off. Yeah, that's like the euro and the American dollar. Like the euro might be a little less.
It won't
So
show
it's
me the
probably like
American
60.
because it's not available, but when it's available, they'll show you.
Euro to USD. So what? Yeah, so it's like probably $60.
Yeah. That's cool they restock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Star Maker, I'm reading through the like synopsis of it. They're talking about the different alien planets that the protagonist goes to, and I mean they talk about like sentient trees, and I don't remember the planet that well. I really only remember the one that they were like bird-like people that had like weird things for smelling. They didn't like taste their food or anything or some shit.
Here, let's see. You know what chapter it was?
It would be either like 2 or 3.
Let's see, chapter 3, On the Other Earth.
That would be it then, yeah. On the Other Earth would be that would be the bird-like creatures.
Okay.
And then he stays on that planet basically until it disappears out of existence. But he brings along one of the guys. He like teaches them to astral project and come with him on his journey. And they eventually form a hive mind with like all the different planets that they like cross paths with and gain like a traveler with them. But God, it has been a while since I read it.
I'm not even finding anything about plants in this whole chapter.
Yeah, see, like it may have been like a passing paragraph because he also I found the author had a tendency to be like, I won't begin to tell you about like this like super detailed life on this one planet because that would be a waste of time. So like he would just say stuff like that, or he'd be like, I couldn't even elaborate on this because it was such.
You're muted.
I don't know why it's me. Oh God, my freaking camera.
I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can still hear me, but my mic is.
You're muted again, I think. Just a moment, folks.
Okay.
Here he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, didn't you find that though? The author would like, he would start to say something really interesting and just be like, "That's all I have to say about that, though." Like,
no, I think the plant thing was like a whole chapter, but the chapter was short.
yeah, like certain things he would elaborate on more than others.
Because like I do remember the title of the chapter being like the plant beings or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's try chapter 4 and see what it says. No.
True. I feel like it's like a chapter 6 sounding kind of title.
Chapter 6. No.
No.
I didn't go to 6. That was 5. Hold on. No, that's not it. I feel like it was further in the book, like chapter
Probably.
7. Symbolic race. No. I'm gonna find it. I'm determined. Let's see. Damn.
So I mean, I'm gonna try and find a better synopsis for the book that actually like goes over each of the
Star Maker Plant Beans chapter.
Oh yeah, no, I've got it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I've got like summaries of each chapter. So diversity of worlds, strange mankind, social structures and class divisions.
I wish I could find it on that stupid thing I was on. Hold on.
Oh, I remember there was like the masters and the workers, where there was a planet with like the distinct caste system.
I hate
Based on
having the
birth.
mouse on here. It drives me nuts. I have to like use the stupid pad thing.
More worlds, so a symbolic race. Oh, plant men. So it is part of chapter 7.
7. Okay. 5.
So unique plant-animal hybrids, beings capable of both locomotion and photosynthesis, living in a world lacking atmosphere.
No, this is the arachnoids or something.
Talks about composite beings formed from swarms of small birds, each sharing a single consciousness.
No, this is
that one. The ichthyoids, that's the symbolic race. The fish-like people that live in hot oceans.
I don't think this is the right chapter, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. Community of worlds, busy utopias.
I wish I could just go through all these. They make it so stupidly hard to like.
Go to Bookie bookey.app/book/star.
I got it, man. I got it.
This one's really good.
Find chapters here. Why is there not a fucking list of chapters anywhere? I don't understand. See, this is a problem if we don't have the book to talk about this. Oh well, I don't know. I can't find it. You're cutting out again for some reason.
Be back now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why this keeps happening. My camera might have been overheating or something. But the spider-like creatures or whatever you're talking about, they're like the crab ones?
Huh?
Is there like the crab-like creatures that were on the planet with the fish-like beings?
I don't know how we got to crab beings.
Well, you were talking about arachnoids, and that's the only chapter that has that.
Oh yeah, chapter 7
mention of that.
Chapter 7's like it's like the first paragraph. It might only be one paragraph.
Yeah, they talk about how the fish creatures and the crab creatures they evolve a complex symbiotic relationship, initially characterized by competition and conflict. They find ways to collaborate.
Stupid fucking chapter VI. All right. Fuck, it's pissing me off. Like low key, just pissing me off. There we go. Here we go. It's like, where is the stupid chapter in this book? Don't know. Can't find it.
I'm gonna text you, or I'm gonna send you on Messenger the link that I have because this is a lot easy. It's a lot shorter, and it gives you all the chapter titles.
Right on. Post it in the chat. Right
That's
here.
also a good idea. Where can I find the chat? A private chat?
No, like the private chat. It's only chat.
Okay. Flashbook. Yeah. If you scroll down on this one, it'll give you like the whole summary of each chapter and with the like header as well.
All right.
We can go through each of them. I mean, like
that's the one I'm already on.
Oh, you are.
You didn't post anything. I'm still.
I did in the chat.
Nope, it's just the 2 links I posted. You posted.
Oh, yeah, that's the private chat. Yeah.
No, post in the comments or the chat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, I sent it. That's my bad.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I still have to scroll through this whole thing. There's no chapter thing.
At the bottom, it should say chapter 7, more worlds. Chapter 8.
Nope, it's just a big long page.
Under summary.
Yep. There's no chapter thing. Just you have to scroll down. Yep. Nope.
Can you see mine? Oh, well, you can't see anything for me.
Dude, let's just forget about the Star Maker, man. I don't really feel like talking about it because we're not getting anywhere with it.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. This is the same thing you're reading, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, yeah, what have you been up to music-wise lately?
Nothing much since the last track I posted.
Well, that's still pretty recent.
Yeah.
But you it sounds like typically you're just kind of going in from scratch and like starting out from kind of like a single instrument, right? And building from that? Or do you usually have like something you want to try when you go into it?
Sometimes, it just depends.
Yeah. I know, it's like, it's, that's what I kind of like about making an EP or an album, is it's almost like a diary entry of that period of time, like what you were working on, what like appealed to you sonically in that moment.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And I like the aesthetic that you're going for with all these singles that you've been releasing.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's fine.
I mean, do any of us?
Yeah. True.
No, I mean, it's sounds to me like you know what you're doing, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm excited to see what other stuff you cook up.
Yeah. Just gotta get in the mood to make some music. I usually like to listen to stuff. I like IDM to listen to. Like, you ever look up on YouTube the IDM master, and then go to his
master,
and then go to his playlists at the bottom of his channel, and it should have like audio visual treats or something to that effect, and they're really good. No, it's it should be called visual playlist or something like that.
He has a whole bunch of playlists.
It's called IDM and Electronica for the eyes. Now I remember.
IDM and Electronica for all, and then there's IDM for all and for your ears only. IDM for free and for your ears only. Wow, there's a lot of playlists.
Yeah.
IDM and Electronica for the eyes.
Yeah, there it is. That's the best one. There's a version 2 of that too, I think, the second one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna love it and like delving.
It kind of reminds me of the Secret Area playlist that you put together.
I mean, yeah, a lot of that is IDM, right?
A lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, yeah, like one thing that I've actually been doing lately, or even just like earlier today, is I get a lot of like music sample or like music like Instagram reels and stuff like that, or people playing like really weird instruments. I gotta show you this one instrument that I think you'll find really fascinating. This guy made a flute out of like antlers that have come off of like deer, and it sounds insane.
Nice.
Like doesn't that sound insane? Oh, you can hardly see it.
All right. Oh, cool.
Like,
Yeah.
and so,
Oh my God, I was watching this thing yesterday, and there's like these temples. I can't remember what country they're in, but like if you tap them, they make like different tones and stuff, and they built them on purpose that way. They're made out of like a certain like granite with something else in it, metal or something.
are you talking about like the almost like the pan drum?
It's like in India, I think, or something.
There's like there's the gamelan, which is in Indonesia. Is that what you're talking about?
Here, let me see. Several Indian temples feature musical pillars. When struck, produce distinct musical notes. These pillars are most prominent in South India, particularly in temples built during the Vijayanagara Empire. The most famous example is the Vijayavattala Temple in Hampi, known for its 56 Saragama pillars. Other temples with musical pillars include the Nelapar Temple. Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, wait, let me see here. Found a video.
Let me get a picture of one because I know what they look like. Let's see. Here we go, dude. This architecture is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me find the picture. Dude, this is nuts. Here.
So they're just kind of hollowed out, basically.
Like, see this? Like those pillars? Oh. Look how detailed that is.
Yeah. How old is this? Hampi. Hampi. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
500-year-old temple.
Yeah, it's like from the 1500s.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Across the hall, primary larger pillars are surrounded by 7 smaller pillars that each play one of the 7 notes of the Indian classical music scale. Interesting.
See, like, I thought you were talking about the gamelan, which is like...
Here, let's do this.
Yeah, that's the exact one I was playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It sounds like it's just one tone.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool, man.
These are like the gamelan, like that I was thinking you were talking about.
Nice. What is it?
The gamelan.
That I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a very distinct sound. Like, let's see what this one is. Any actual gamelan specific? No. There's just a lot of... Maybe it's different. It's a different... Because I do want to find it. Yeah, this is it.
Say,
I got freaking ads. Okay, here we are. Yeah.
Nice.
You can kind of hear it there. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Aphex Twin probably goes nuts on these kind of instruments just because it's all like metal. I re-listened to Drux actually recently, or however you pronounce that album name, Drux or Drucuse, or the one with all the Cornish language and the titles of the songs that are like
That's probably
unpronounceable.
one of my least favorite Aphex Twins. I don't know why, but
Well, there's what I read about that album is that it was apparently he left a MP3 player with a bunch of his unreleased music on a plane, and he thought it was going to get leaked, so he just put the album out.
that sucks.
Yeah, I think it's very weird, like not very consistent, at all, as in terms of an album, because
Yeah.
this kind of goes all over the place, and it's hard to attach to it in any particular way. Like I like the piano tracks a lot, but then you just have like 10-minute noise collages, and you're like, this is a thing, I guess. Like I guess we're just gonna listen to
I
like
think
screams.
isn't St. Michael's Mount on the album?
Yeah, that's the 10-minute like. There's another track that's called
That's another
Guarak 2, and it's just like disembodied yells into the void. Like it's so
I like when he dumped a bunch of tracks on his SoundCloud, and one of them was literally just like a 12-second track of him like hacking out a lung or something, like coughing, like that's exactly what it was. It was hilarious. Like,
oh my god,
it made me belly laugh like you just did. Like, it's hilarious. did not expect that. Just a bunch of beautiful music, and then
yes, like Guarak 2 is by far the weirdest on that. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, like
yeah. That was kind of cool. It's like Nurse with Wound. Have you ever heard of Nurse with Wound?
Yeah, you showed me that before. Like shoes screeching on a basketball court. Like what the fuck? Yeah, and then there's like a bit of that song where it's just like it sounds like somebody dragging a stick across a fence, like a chain link fence or some shit, or like putting it through wheel spokes on a bike. I'm like, I can, I get it, like it's cool, but yeah, certainly, I don't know. He's a cheeky guy, right? Like he just does whatever, and sometimes there's sound collages, and sometimes they're full-fledged like ambient tracks that just get right down to your like depths of your soul.
Yeah, I'm just learning ambient music. I'm learning like the fact that I can I don't know, not just layer pads, but like actually like hit harmonies with the different layers and stuff, and do some, not necessarily even like perfect harmonies or whatever, like stuff that just sounds cool together,
Yeah.
That's the way to describe it. Stuff that sounds cool together.
Yeah, tasteful layering.
Yeah.
Oh, man, like we gotta figure out our collaboration project soon. I don't know, like.
Do you have FL Studio, or have you ever used it?
No, I just use Logic. I mean, there's a way we could do it where we're still
I'm thinking I can export. I think there's a way to export like one channel out of my projects as like a file.
Yeah.
To send it to you. But I think the only way to maybe do it is to record one channel and like send
Right.
you the file, and you can drop it into the mixer.
Okay.
I don't know how the best way to go about it. I think the best way to be would be like if you used FL Studio and I sent you like a stem.
You can still send me like an audio file, right? Like it should be fine.
Yeah.
If it's just the audio file, like.
Yeah, but I have to record it first. I can't just send you the. It can't just make an audio file out of like the track.
Are you able? Yeah, I guess like are you able to balance out? Does FL save it into project folders?
Yeah, like I save my projects into the music project folder, and then like I'm just saying, like I think there's a way. Like you remember how that other track had 3 channels? I think there's a way to send you like one of those individual channels as a.
Yeah, as like an audio file. Well,
Yeah, but there's not though, because you can't do it that way. Like if I open just like a pattern as an audio file, it's just a fucking brick. Even if you shrink the waveform, it's just a brick. So there's nothing there but just madness, like peaking and fucking. You can't do that. So you have to actually record that channel. And it's fine
with all of the like level adjustments and stuff that have been
no,
done.
there's nothing there because they're just taking the audio information and making it like you're not even supposed to do that. It's just something I did to see if it would work, and it doesn't. Like you can't just save like move a pattern into Edison and open it as an audio file if you haven't already recorded it. Because
because if Edison has to like run through as a recording first, right?
Yeah, you have to record it because it's just going to be there's no dynamics, it's just like a block of pure audio. It's nothing like there's no it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. We'll figure something out.
But like I said, like I can just record you a nice like pad or something and make sure it's nice and uniform and and I can send that to you and you can drop it in your mixer and I can tell you the exact BPM of it unless your thing already does that automatically.
No, I know. That would be helpful to know the BPM.
Yeah, it's usually 140, I think.
Okay.
Because the ones I've been doing now are just I don't adjust the BPM because I make a 3 or 4 minute bass track and then I layer on top of it. So I record each individual channel for the bass track for the duration of 3 minutes. So I'll literally sit there on my keyboard for 3 minutes and do a whole channel of stuff. And then each of those are layered on top. So, and mixed into one mix.
Yeah.
That's basically it. And yeah.
I would love to see like a live stream of you making one of your tracks. It'd be really interesting.
I was actually thinking about doing that.
Yeah, you should. I would definitely be there.
Yeah, because that's fun. Like, it's just that I guess when you're doing all the recording and layering, you can have the volume a bit higher so that not only can you like enjoy playing, but like you can hear what you're doing more before you have to do the gain staging and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like making music unless I have like the thing in my gut where I'm like, oh, dude, I have like an idea. Let's do that. Because 100% of the time, the idea is never the original idea, with the exception of those like the Tartaria, like all those like audio tracks that I did with the dialogue, like the movie dialogue and stuff.
Yeah.
Those
inspirations that followed through till to the end of the project.
Well, I mean, they usually follow through, but like the sounds that I use aren't really like I don't have something in my head. I generally have like a blueprint of an idea. Like, oh, here's something I could do and see if that it's like an experiment,
Yeah.
Does that make
It's
sense?
like the
kinda?
impetus of like, yeah, well, like the inspiration that drives you into starting the project, and like you have a general like outline of
Like
what you'd like to try, and then
the only
end
thing that comes
process
from
develops.
the initial inspiration, the only thing that comes from that is like just a starting point, you know, like
Yeah,
something I can shape into something else, basically.
yeah,
Like I'm still like one of my favorite tracks is that lamp track with the background I have.
yeah.
I just love how that came out. Like I was just in the moment. Like I was using my touch screen to like mess with just the different. What is that? What's the term for that when you're doing like when you're just like modifying the audio with different things like compression and like what's the general term for that?
You can call it
Always
modulation.
modulation.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you're like manually modulating a parameter of something on the track, that's what
yeah. I
you
see.
can like hear it
That's
referred
always
to.
the word. That's always the word that made the most sense to me is modulation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because you're modulating whatever parameter, like, right? Like
yeah.
it's the best way to describe it. But yeah, like uh, I did a stream a few weeks back, or maybe a couple weeks ago, where um, a couple of friends of mine, they were telling me about this thing they do where they drink 6 beers, and after each beer they make a song. And so I was like, okay, I'll give that a go. I didn't make it to 6 beers. I made it to 3. And I was like, they spent an hour and a half off after the first beer. And then the second 2 tracks are like 20 minutes each. It just got progressively more lazy.
My mom asked me if when I get high, do I like when I smoke weed, does it make me creative? And I said, yeah, but sometimes it just makes me tired, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it just depends.
Well,
Like,
like,
I
that's
don't
one of
know.
those things where I think people,
I'm
like,
definitely not like a teenager anymore where like when I smoke weed, it's like a psychedelic trip where I'm freaking out and stuff, you know?
yeah,
Just kind of like makes you a little creative and relaxed and stuff.
helps you like let loose on some of the like pretension so that you kind of get going into things. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
so you don't feel like you're at work, you know? You just,
yeah, or you kind of like let go of certain things that you might otherwise like get worked up about and just kind of like enjoy the moment of it.
right. Don't take the end
Whereas,
result so seriously, you know?
yeah, exactly. Just enjoy the process, I guess.
Yeah.
And like just experiment with shit and see what comes
Yeah.
of it.
Just
I think
enjoy
that's the
what's coming
approach.
through your ears, you know, because
Yeah, man.
everything you're hearing, you just created, you know.
Yeah,
Besides the fact that someone did all the sound modulation for those, or you know, the sound design actually, sound design. That's it. When you've done
yeah,
like all the sound design, so um, yeah, there it is. There
yeah.
we
That
go.
you're right. That's probably what you were trying to get at, actually.
Yeah, yeah, sound design. I don't know like anything hardly about it, but I do know some like a little bit,
Hmm.
but not enough to know what I'm talking about, really. You know,
Yeah,
I've learned how to mix a little better and stuff like that.
yeah. The more you do, the better you get at like certain mixes, and especially with like certain instruments fitting together in the overall.
You know what'll stump you sometimes too is like thinking about the fact that oh shit, I could use like the same plugins again, but I'm running out of stuff. I gotta buy a pack or something. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of like the fact that I use those packs to make like all those recent tracks, like all those new tracks I spent $20 on that
Yeah, it's
plugin
getting good,
pack, so I
getting
got
put
my
to good
money's
use.
worth. Yeah,
I
so
sometimes
that's cool.
forget about the plugins that I have, and then I'm like, I have to remind myself that I can actually use those, you know. But then a
Right.
lot of times I'm like, well, I don't really want to use this like warping effect on this particular track because you
Yeah.
know. But and like,
Some sometimes the tracks will make me confused because like say I have 4 channels of tracks and like one of them is the same volume as the rest of them, like you know, peaking at the same level, but for some reason you don't hear that one as much, but like it's still adding to the rest of the mix, you know? Does that
yeah,
make sense? It's not like it's bottoming out, but like it's just doing something different with the rest of it, you know?
yeah.
I
I
don't
find
know.
that that's really important with percussion sometimes, and something that I'm paying more attention to now.
Drums are harder than you think. That's been hard for me to figure out. Like, how do I get the drums to sound as pronounced as everything else?
But also without making them overpowering as well.
Right. Yeah.
That's my concern with some tracks too. Is I'm like, I listen back to them. I'm like, the drums are just maybe doing too much right now. But when I record out of the drum machine, I'm not like recording each part.
That kind of turns me off sometimes when the drums are doing too much. But I think I kind of pulled that off in a tasteful way with that flux engine.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it was.
I kind of finally understood what I need to do to make those kind of particular tracks, palatable. So.
Yeah. No, I it worked out really nicely on that track.
Yeah.
Tasteful drums is hard. Like, there's a track I'm working on lately that I keep adding more drums to it, and I'm like, I'm starting to lose track of whether it's adding or actually detracting from the overall.
I hate when that happens, and you also can't tell, like, because you're so used to hearing your own track. It's like maybe like my appreciation has diminished for it, or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks when that happens, and then you have to question yourself.
And like at a certain point, it's like you got to move on. And I'm so bad.
It's hard to do that because you're being a critic of the last thing that happened. And it's hard to move past that,
Mm-hmm.
But if you just do that, it's like jumping into a cold pool. You're like, oh, it's crazy at first, but eventually it feels nice, and you're like, the water's nice and stuff. You know what I mean? That's a good analogy.
Yeah, like
awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, the phase that I'm at with this particular track is that, like, I was telling Mag, so it's like, it's like when you get to the end of a puzzle and you have like maybe a couple dozen pieces left, and it's almost harder to find like which one fits because there's so many different spots and there's so little options that actually are gonna work. And I don't know what it is about that, but I was just like, I've reached this point now. Maybe that's a bad analogy because it should get easier as you get closer to the end of a puzzle. But sometimes
what's helped me with that is sometimes there's one thing with something being wrong with the track, and there's another thing with not wanting to upload it. But a lot of times when I do upload it, and then say 3 or 4 months later, I haven't even re-listened to it, and I hear it again in the morning or something when I just woke up, and it's like, whoa, I made this,
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, wow, I actually did do good that day or whatever,
Even though in the moment when you made it, it's like it feels very different, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I keep going back to tracks. I'm like, I think this is fine, but I think that there could be more too. It's like that kind of thinking. It just gets you stuck in a hole.
Yeah. It's like having an audience that isn't there, You can't be thinking that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, congrats. That's huge.
Pretty cool.
That's big news, man.
My new habit is to if I find a channel that I like maybe an ambient artist or something like that I like, I'll just subscribe to it now. Because a lot of times those people will sub back to you,
Yeah.
Sometimes you never know. So that's a good way to network,
Subscriptions are free. That's the best thing about YouTube is it's like people are making this content for you, and you watch ads and they get AdSense revenue, all that. But to subscribe to their page is free, and that just directly benefits them. So a lot of times people are willing to do the same as well. It's free.
There's a new thing for Teespring where you can have your merch store on your YouTube, in the channel thing. You'll have your storefront on your YouTube channel, but you have to have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube or something.
Hey, so you're
maybe one day. Yeah,
you're one
day.
4% of the way there.
Yeah.
10% would be. You said 40,000.
3,000, I think, or 3,500, something like that.
3,000. So 100 over 3, 3,500, let's say. So you're about 3% there.
Pretty good.
I mean, hey, it's a start. You're better than me. I got 10. You got 10 times more than me.
We need to spam your channel out.
Yeah, I gotta start uploading more stuff.
Yeah.
What I've been working on.
Dude, everything you upload is good. I wish you would just like start, not like just throwing stuff out, but like, you know, I'm sure you could. Like you made that one when you last time I was on your stream, you were making like an ambient track and it was really good.
I know. I wish I would just like finish them or like just. I think that's the other reason why I'm finding like an affinity towards Boards of Canada, because it's just like a lot of their early stuff was just like excerpts, like stitched together and like crossfades. It was never really like, and like their albums kind of work that way too. Like they're just kind of like, some are like more fleshed out ideas and some are smaller excerpts that they've made that they'll like tag on as part of the larger one. Or
I always think about those. I always think about those early Boards of Canada tracks and how like they could remake them and make them sound like really well produced and stuff. You know, be like a whole different experience. Like there's a few like can't think of it. What's the one? Like The Color of Seven or something like that. I can't remember what that track's called. But there's a lot.
The Color of the Fire?
No. Hold on.
Color of Seven.
No, it's not The Color of Seven. Hold on. 7. Not 747.
That's another one I only just recently. Too Orangey?
No, it's got 7 in the title though. I know that. Blue 7 like, shit? I don't know.
747 is not the one. Yeah, you were saying that. Is it 5978?
No.
No. Damn. So what were you saying about that track though? Like that they remastered it?
No, I'm just saying if they did with all those, like if they recorded them at a later time when they had more capabilities and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what that track's called. I can't remember.
That's okay. I mean, yeah, like that's one thing I'm working on right now is like creating visual art to go with little like excerpts.
Oh, I think I remember now. Boards of Canada. Lines of colorful 7s. Is that it?
That sounds right.
Infinite lines of colorful 7s. I found it.
What is that off of?
Might be just a B-side. I don't know.
Infinite
That's a good question.
Colorful 7s.
That's a good question. What album is that from? Oh, Play by Numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's only a 7-second excerpt of it.
I had the whole track. I posted in the secret area, I think, a couple of years ago.
No, wait, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Because now I gotta find out, how did you...
I honestly don't even remember what that track sounds like.
I know. I feel like I have not even. So Infinite Lines of Colorful 7s comes from Play by Numbers, which is like one of their unreleased EPs. It's a 9-minute song.
Oh, I see. Hold on.
So Play by Numbers, a 5-track CD from when Boards of Canada was a trio. There's only one song available from it called Wouldn't You Like to Be Free? Oh, you got it here. Oh, that's it. If you look at the comments, it's not. That's not the actual track. It's what.
Oh yeah, that's not it. I don't know. It looks like it's not up anymore or something. Weird.
I don't think that one's ever been released though. They just have.
It did. I posted on YouTube. Someone. Let's see.
That's crazy.
It's like a little clip. What the hell? Weird. I had the whole track. Huh.
But yeah, like
Wow.
I do like that approach to it. It's just like these are varying phases of ideas that have come along and have like, you know, had their time and now are out there. And I like the idea that some of them are just kind of like little synth interludes.
Yeah, dude. Now
maybe
like
one or two layers.
now Boards of Canada is like classic rock to us. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the classics, Apex Twin, Boards of Canada, and Autechre.
Yeah, man.
Square Pusher. Remember the Square Pusher days?
Yeah.
I like watching Show the Leader 1. That stuff's nuts. You ever seen that?
No.
Oh my god. We'll have to play a little bit of that. You get kicked off of here.
Yeah. Show the Leader 1?
Yeah. It's basically the Square Pusher band.
Show the Leader 1. 2010 album from Square Pusher and his band, Show the Leader 1. That's cool.
Yeah, let's try Boiler Room.
Show the Leader 1.
Stuff's cool. Am I sharing this?
I can pull it up here. Sorry, I gotta add it.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
It's just crazy how they play all that stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love how all the masks are synced up to an audio.
Yeah.
This camera work is legendary too. It's almost giving me like Kraftwerk vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Oh man, Show the Leader 1. That's something new I discovered today because of you.
I found that like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and that I just thought it was the coolest thing because I don't know, Square Pusher's always been cool, but like the fact that it's like real playing going on, you know?
Yeah.
Cool.
That is really cool. It's a nice kind of juxtaposed to Square Pusher's like solo work, you know? It's like it's a meeting ground of the Show the Leader 1 band.
I love a lot of Square Pusher live stuff where he's just sitting there jamming on his bass.
Yeah. So he's a bassist.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh.
Well, I don't know how long we've been streaming. Hour and a half. Wow.
Yeah, hour and a half.
Crazy.
We've been cooking.
Yeah.
Square Pusher. Yeah, so it looks like he is a bassist mainly.
You know, it would be fun if not to create for a live stream would be to like pull up an old track and just improvise with it. Play like a set or something.
Yeah. Like be able to have like a drone or a synth pad like loop going on and have some improvisation over it with like drum.
Yeah,
drum
just play
tracks
with it. Yeah,
yeah.
just play with the track. Yeah.
I had one track that I was working on that was kind of like that, but
I need to be more like diligent about, record my tracks, then record the automation for what I want with the effects and the sound design and stuff, and do all that. So like do it all and then not do it like when I'm not supposed to be recording, like if I'm adjusting like the equalizer or something, You don't want that. You don't want the equalizer like moving around while you're, that was what I ran into with that flux input thing. That's why you hear that. That's why you hear that woo, because there was like feedback. The feedback knob was going like this, but it was all like, there was like,
it's a nice touch.
There was like thought to it, but it was for something else, like the automation was for something else, but it worked, Yeah. At least it was a cool track.
It's a neat little Easter egg.
Yeah.
For the listener.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. So what do you think? Do you think
we can close it off, but we should definitely do another one soon. This was fun.
Yeah, this is great.
And do you have a YouTube channel?
This is on my YouTube.
Okay, well I'll make sure I'm subscribed to you because I don't know if I am.
I think you are. Okay. I think
cool.
I've seen that, but yeah.
Right on.
Oh man, well this will be uploaded. I'm hoping, or at least it'll stay up. I'm gonna double check after we're done to make sure that it.
Oh, here's a tip. Before you just X out the whole window to end the stream.
Yeah.
Hit the end stream button below because I X'd out of my stream last time and it just kept going for like 30 minutes. I had to go back and hit the end stream button. So
okay, yeah, I'll definitely make sure to do that.
Yeah. So
yeah, it usually saves the live streams anyways. So
no, but I mean it'll keep going if you just exit out of the.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying like once you finish a live stream on YouTube, it usually just uploads it as a video to the channel, and it says in the description that it was live streamed when it first came out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for dropping in. It was nice to chat with you again.
I'm glad I got to show some stuff, and we kind of figured out the Star Maker thing, but I got frustrated with it, but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we can always come back to it too. I think it is a really interesting.
You know what? Just for the next podcast, I'll just for the next one, I'll look up the plant chapter and figure out where it is because I do know for a fact that the plant beings chapter started out at the very beginning of the chapter. Yeah. Like if you were just scanning over the beginning of the chapter, you would know where you are.
Yeah.
But I think I just didn't click on it. It was either like chapter 9 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, man. I had a good time. We'll
me too.
Soon.
Thanks, man. All right. Well, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Yeah.
All right.
Live long and prosper.
Peace.
Talk to you soon. Peace.